your learnings there, the profiles. I see that you have worked on a couple of profiles there.
Right.
So probably for our audience, you can talk us through your profile, how the day at work looks like, key learnings there, and let's see how it goes.
So, CBRE is in fact a dream company for a lot of people who are part of RICS and SBE. And for me, it was a great, let's say, a great stepping stone, because CBRE people dream of being there, and I was there. So I still remember my first day at CBRE, and I was in awe, because with 600 people, everybody very highly experienced. I was just 21 years old when I stepped into CBRE. It gave me goosebumps then. And for me, initially when I was in valuations, it was a lot about using my skills of PowerPoint and Excel from Black Olive and showing everybody how good I am when it came to giving out documentations, making reports for valuations, doing a lot of site visits. So my typical routine for a project would be to get the pre-inspection details, go into that particular city, be it Lucknow, be it Jaipur, travel to the city, see the particular property which you are valuing, do a proper inspection, see everything around the city, whatever you have, and to gauge comparables, figure out the right comparables, and to finally come back, put it into a proper report, make a proper Excel model out of it, and then making sure that your boss is convinced with the value which you are putting into stuff. Running that entire model and making sure there are no errors into it. So, great learning experience of 3 years into valuation. I was blessed to have some great bosses there, which helped me in even gauging that mindset of how real estate is valued and how people make money out of it. And it was more when I realized that valuation is about, let's say, it's a back-end job at the end of the day. Some people really love it because you get a sense of authority, as in you're valuing properties for banks, and they have to bang on it. They have to abide by it. So people do love it, who want a sense of authority, and they are very good with financial modeling. It's perfect for those set of people. But I wanted something more, and I wanted to interact with people. I wanted to talk to people. I wanted to explore a lot of the market side of real estate, and that's where I went into brokerage. So when I went into brokerage, into CBRE itself, I was very lucky to be able to do that. I went into the transactions department, and I was into specifically retail restaurants. So I picked up my passion for food, and that's where I went into food and restaurants transactions. So completely different journey altogether.
Wow, starting with that work, when you are on the ground with the sites, looking around things, doing the ground research, probably contemplating all that data into the sheets, models that you're working on, and again, mix of both worlds, desk job as well as on ground things. You're looking at the ground reality, putting it across in terms of numbers and figures, which really match up to the expectations, which I think is a lot of work that needs to be taken care of. But you're still not settled there. You moved on to a different ballgame altogether, and again, I think that will also involve ground visits, visiting onto those properties as well.
See, in transactions, it's more about people skills, and even though I was very confident about my people skill and the people management to a level skills or interpersonal skills for that matter, I wasn't up there. There was a lot of scope. So once I started interacting with clients, started meeting people, started meeting developers at one end, and meeting prospects for acquiring that space in a development at one end, I realized there's a lot of learning. And the 2.5 years which I spent in transactions, I grew in my personal skill from a 0 to maybe an 8, because I was interacting with people, I was negotiating with people, I was convincing people, and I shouldn't say convince, but I was rather building relationships. So one major aspect of transaction which I learned and which I grew onto, and maybe just to handle the pressure at times, was to build relationships. So when you're transacting, you're building relationships, and nobody can teach you on a pen and paper how to build relationships. So this job role of transactions helped me a lot how to build relationships. I'm not talking about a good or a bad relationship, it's about building a relationship. So yes, learned a lot. Some relationships turn sour, some relationships go well, and some relationships go beyond.
And at the same time, I learned which was something which was very important. It's more important to focus on the client after you sign the paperwork. We are all taught, sign the paperwork, your job is done. But with CBRE and transactions, we realized the job really starts after you have done the paperwork. It's more about making sure how well that store opens up and when you get the money. And mind you me, I was never serious about receiving the money after doing a transaction, but my learning journey of money helped me a lot today in my business. It's very important to make sure whatever you're delivering, whatever is your final product, you should be paid for it on time. Your client should honor it. And he should respect the fact that if you're delivering something, you get paid for it and on time, because then it is headache free. You love to do your job. So all my interpersonal skills and my money matters got sorted with transactions at CBRE. It was a beautiful journey with some really good bosses, so had a great time there.
So it's for everything, but if somebody really wants to engage with people and somebody really likes to be there with people and making sure that you're a people person, that's the space. Transactions happened automatically. And that was the thing with CBRE. It was a great journey.
Right, so a lot of work there as well, and not just making those transactions or completing those transactions and going out for a party. You actually stay there, make keep the client warm, and when the transactions and the store opens, the cash flow is something that you have really learned there, and the process of the money which actually flows and from the pocket of a client when it comes to your pocket, that's when the major pride or the time to party is.
Absolutely.